Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Maya and I'll be your host for this session. We are happy to bring you this webinar on automating website operations in Zoho Sites using Zoho RPA in collaboration with one of our trusted partners, FusionHawk. Before we begin, we'll have a quick mic check. If I'm clearly audible, can you please drop S in this chat window? Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for confirming. A couple of quick instructions. This session is being recorded. After the webinar, you'll receive the recording and the presentation deck in your inbox. All attendees will remain on mute. If you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to drop them in the Q&A tab. We'll address them during the Q&A at the end. Hope the instructions are clear. Now I would like to introduce our speakers from FusionHawk. We have with us Mr. Kanishk Prasad, CTO and founder of FusionHawk. Kanishk helps businesses accelerate digital transformation through automation and innovative solutions. Welcome, Kanishk.
Thanks, Maya.
Hi, welcome. And joining him is Soumya Venkatesh, Program Manager at FusionHawk. She's experienced in data analysis, software development, and system integration. She leverages her expertise in streamlining workflows for clients. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you, Maya.
Hi, Soumya. Before I hand over the session to them, I would like to give you a quick overview of what this session is about and who it's for. Every business has a website that requires regular maintenance. Right from publishing new content to keeping SEO tags up to date, there are a lot of repetitive processes involved. These activities often take up a lot of time and effort. FusionHawk has automated such operations using Zoho Sites and Zoho RPA. In this session, they'll show which website-related tasks can be automated, how automation can make a real difference in efficiency and accuracy. Over to you, Soumya.
Hello, everyone. Today in this webinar, we will introduce ourselves, look at the automation in action, a practical walkthrough, business benefits, and what we can do beyond on-page SEO with Zoho RPA, followed by the interactive question and answer session. So let's start with our journey. FusionHawk was founded in 2018 and our focus was on building integrations with Google Assistant and Alexa, collaborating with marketing leaders like Denzo Web Chutney. In 2019, we entered the Zoho ecosystem and became a Zoho partner. Since then, we have delivered 500 plus projects across diverse industries. By 2023, AI had become the central buzzword. So in 2024, we took a big step forward by expanding into AI-driven products. Our focus has always been to merge intelligent automations with real business value. And Zoho RPA played a big part in this. When we started doing SEO for our website, we realized that the process was time-consuming and repetitive. Editing hundreds of pages for metadata, keywords, and content could take days. It was also inconsistent. Some pages would get optimized while others lagged behind. Manual updates were error-prone. Even a single mistake could hurt our rankings, and scaling was another issue. What worked for 10 pages doesn't work for 100 pages. So the question is, how we can make this faster, more accurate, and scalable. The solution is SEO automation using Zoho RPA. Zoho RPA streamlines and automates repetitive digital tasks from start to finish. When applied to on-page SEO, it can automatically detect outdated metadata, update meta description with new keywords without manual input. Zoho RPA with an underlying layer of AI can perform SEO tasks just like human would do, but much faster. RPA logs into the website, updates title tags, and suggests new metadata based on keyword performances. It follows your predefined SEO rules, ensuring every page is fully optimized without manually clicking through hundreds of pages. RPA maintains uniform standard across large sites, eliminating missed fields, typos, and formatting errors. So whether it's a 2-page or a 200-page website, you can be confident that every element is aligned with your SEO strategy. RPA can process massive data sets and make updates in minutes. For example, if you need to refresh all your product, RPA can execute the task simultaneously, something that would take days or even weeks. RPA goes beyond automation and supports content creation as well. When combined with AI, it becomes even smarter. It can research trending topics, write blog posts, add SEO tags, and personalize content for different audiences. Your on-page SEO will not only be faster, but also smarter and more proactive. By combining the strengths of intelligent automation, accuracy and consistency, and content creation, you will get a fully automated SEO process that continuously improves your visibility over time. Today, we will see two use cases. One is the on-page SEO automation where the user can input keywords, and the second one is automating blog content generation and publishing. Let's walk through how our on-page SEO automation actually works behind the scenes. We built this workflow using Zoho created RPA and AI to automatically optimize meta descriptions across hundreds of pages consistently, intelligently, and with zero manual effort. In Zoho Creator, as a one-time setup, we first extracted all existing page titles and IDs from the website sitemap and stored them, giving the system full visibility into every page we are optimizing. A scheduled email is sent to the stakeholders from Creator asking them to confirm or provide the search phrases they want to optimize for. Once the keywords are approved, the system calls an LLM to identify top ranking competitors for such phrases. The AI then gathers relevant keywords and phrases from competitor pages. The workflow checks whether optimized content has been generated for each search phrase. If yes, it maps the most relevant site page to those keywords. Zoho Creator then triggers Zoho RPA using a webhook, passing along both the keywords and the target page URL. RPA logs into the Zoho site automatically, opens each page in edit mode, and retrieves the existing meta description. It calls LLM again to generate a new meta description, blending the current content with improved SEO keywords. The RPA updates the metadata, saves the page, displays an update successful message, and publishes the page. The scheduled mail reaches a stakeholder like this, asking for keywords or phrases on which SEO has to be performed. Clicking on the link, the user is taken into the creator report where the user can see the Zoho site pages, their titles, and the corresponding IDs. The user enters the keywords or phrases for which he wants the website to be updated with. The AI then extracts trending SEO-rich keywords and maps them to the relevant Zoho pages and extracts the pages that will be updated as part of this activity. Creator notifies the user over mail also. The user will approve the trigger button to trigger the RPA. RPA updates all the pages in the website and publishes the website. Now let's look at the next use case, automatic content generation and publishing. Similarly, the scheduler sends an email. The scheduler sends email to creator requesting a topic for the blog. Once the topic is submitted, the AI generates the editable content. Once it is approved, the RPA takes over. It enters the blog title, the content, and publishes the blog on the site. Now I'll hand over the session to Kanish for a live demo.
Thank you, Soumya. Let me just share my screen. Let me know once it's visible. Is it Soumya and Maya? It's visible.
It is visible.
Okay. So like Soumya mentioned, after the notification comes on the email, the user is taken onto this page, or there's more like a creator report, where he can go ahead and add phrases for which he would want the corresponding pages on the website to be updated with the SEO rich keywords. And these are predominantly the ones for which the current domain, which is for us, it's fusionhawk.io, has been outranked by our competitors. So based on that, so these are the keywords, something like that. So the example that Soumya gave was outfit planner. This is one of the apps that we have for for outfit planners, wardrobe designers, and all. So let's see what does it come up with. What we'll do is we'll update it. Now behind the scenes, LLM is called. It does a real-time search and brings about the results of the pages that need to be updated with these key phrases, which have been found missing on our page, on these corresponding pages, but have been there on our competitor's site. So this is the initial thing, which gives us also an intimation over email in terms of what are the pages on our website that are going to be updated. The next step, what the user would do is he will approve it, and that would trigger the RPA. Now let's see the RPA in action. Hopefully it does. Goes ahead, logs in to the website, picks up all those pages that were listed there one by one, extracts the description. Again an AI is called to rephrase the content so as to accommodate those new key phrases which have been found to be SEO rich currently. So this will update one by one. The page selection has been done by the LLM in terms of the metadata or the mappings that we had sent across. Finds the best match where it needs to be placed. It is saving one by one. The last step would be for it to publish. This is probably the last page that it is updating, regenerating the content, and now it will probably take you for the publishing part. Now it's publishing the site, it logs out and it closes the browser. So that was the event that we couldn't slow it down for the users to see, but that is one of the activities. We're talking about the next use case. The user is asked or requested for a blog topic. This is for the blog generation on the website, including the publishing part. So the user can opt for any of the keywords or any of the words, any of the topic for per se in terms of generating the blog. We'll go with what Soumya had mentioned. This is again one of our products. So now content will be generated with having all SEO rich keywords. The content for the blog is all styled in terms of not only the words, but the styling, format, etc. Now, the reviewer can obviously go through them and they have the right to reject it, regenerate it and all. And once done, they can then go ahead and approve. And the RPA takes it over. The default activity of logging in, logging out. It could be club, but for the demo part, we are actually doing it. It picks up the content that was generated has been pushed into the RPA and it is adding all those. To maintain the styling, it takes care of putting up the content in HTML format rather than as is. Also adds the tags and the categories, publishes it, signs out and closes it. Browser. Now let's see whether the blog was added onto the website or not. This was added at 9:15, and it has all the contents. Obviously, they would have been reviewed and all. That's one of the steps of the process, but it also has everything done. So actually speeds up the whole process of taking care of the blog content generation and all, and things can be scheduled accordingly. For the demo, we are actually running it from the desktop, but ideally it runs it from the server itself. So I hope the demo was useful enough. Soumya, I'll hand it over back to you.
Yeah. Now now that we have seen the Zoho RPA automates SEO and content publishing, let's look at the real business benefits. Tasks that took days or weeks can now be done in minutes, freeing team to focus on strategy and creativity. Every page follows the same SEO logic. No mistracks, no typos, no inconsistencies. Since updates are performed simultaneously across pages, search engines can pick up changes faster, boosting rankings more quickly. Whether you have a 2-page or a 200-page website, Zoho RPA handles the workload effortlessly, ideal for growing digital ecosystems. We focused on SEO today. The power of Zoho RPA goes far beyond this. With Zoho RPA, you can automate rule-based manual tasks across multiple business systems, not just your website. This includes tasks like report generation, data migration, and customer onboarding. It can also handle dynamic website operations such as managing product pages, rotating offers, or updating seasonal content automatically. When you combine AI decision making with RPA execution, you achieve what we call as intelligent automation, systems that can think, create, and act without human intervention. And importantly, even legacy systems or closed platforms without APIs can also be integrated through RPA, enabling modernization without rebuilding your tech stack. So while SEO is a great starting point, it is just the beginning of what's possible with the Zoho RPA. Let's move on to the question and answer session.
There was one from Sham that I answered. Sham, the one that we used is for Zoho Sites, but it also depends on the metadata of the company that is hosting the website on Zoho Sites. So it depends on on that structure how they would want to, but more or less the process remains the same. So is for the blog thing also. Minor changes could be tags, categories, and all that they would want to have a different one defined. For other platforms as such, it could be any other platform. It has to be set up once, but it can run n number of times once it has been set up. Yeah. Maya, I hope you don't mind if I keep taking the questions.
Yeah, that is fine, Kanishk.
Perfect. Live recorded session will be shared. Is it possible to access Zoho RPA who is not an employee? Yes, you have a free trial that one can use. Is RPA an add-on to ZH? What is ZH?
It is part of a Zoho one, if that is what you're referring to.
Mahaya is asking add-on to ZH. I'm sorry, I'm not able to understand what ZH is.
Okay. Is Zoho RPA an add-on to Zoho Sites or is included as part of the package? No, it is not an add-on of Zoho Sites, but you have it as a package with Zoho One. If you already have a Zoho One package, you can definitely access Zoho RPA through that as well. And it is again, a standalone product. You can use it individually. It is easy for you to integrate with Zoho Sites and other Zoho applications, but it is not an add-on.
Right.
Yes,
so Maya actually rephrased or completed the sentence. Yeah. So it's not an add-on to Zoho Sites. It's a totally different product altogether. What we are using is a combination of products: Creator for housing or running the AI, housing the metadata content, RPA for running the process and talking to sites, the platform where the website is. So it need not have all these things. It can be done in using different sets of components also, but RPA is one that we are focusing on currently. So you can have other ingredients to your solution, but Zoho RPA is the fulcrum to all those things. And the end platform, which could be Zoho Sites, it could be any other web platform. Did that answer your question, Mahai? I'm sorry, I couldn't pronounce your first name. To work with the browser, do we need to install any extension? No, it runs on the browser. For the RPA so there are two ways to actually create a process or action steps in RPA. Either you do it manually, which is a tedious process, or you record the sessions, record the steps that you usually would do. For that, you need a browser extension, because if you're working on a browser, then it requires a browser extension to carry out the record the pre-steps, what an individual would be doing. Zoho RPA translates those steps, what you have carried out in the recording, and translates it into action. So it gives you a benefit in terms of not writing or not actually configuring things manually. So that's an added advantage. Is it part of Zoho One? Yes, it is part of Zoho One. Can RPA integrate with Zoho CRM or the? Yes, it can integrate with anything. Primarily, Zoho or any RPA is utilized where you don't have access to APIs. If CRM already has an API, I don't think so there should be a relevant need for utilizing it, because the system or the product itself has good deal of APIs to carry out the integration themselves. However, RPA could benefit you if you're integrating CRM with any other product that may not have an exposed API. Say, for example, you're pulling in data from some lead source, maybe LinkedIn or something. You don't have access to it, and you're pulling data from there and pushing it to CRM. So RPA can simulate human actions as well as integrate like an API would do, depending on whatsoever you would want. So it's a powerful tool in terms of emulating both the software as well as a human in that case. Thank you. Can I use the same for? Yes, you can use the same for Zoho landing page or anything. Sky is the limit for RPAs as such. You can have any destination to add page or anything. I mean, you can add content, give instructions, log in, log out, anything for that matter. And what we saw just now was just merely a browser interaction. It can very well do it with your system, your workstations also, file system, etc., etc. Okay, and then RPA is not part of Zoho Sites. How is RPA different from Zoho Flow? Good question. Zoho Flow came in earlier. Zoho Flow is like the Zapier of external world, Pabbly of external world. Zoho Flow is API integration. Zoho RPA also utilizes the capability of Zoho Flow in terms of putting up actions and all, but some actions are platform dependent, which are like browser interfacing, clicks, input text, feed in text, double click, write, type into, etc. While some actions could be internally using maybe API integration. So like Zoho Flow, and if people are conversant with Zapier, it uses API to integrate with system. RPA simulates the API integration using flows, which are part of the Zoho Flow, but act independently as part of Zoho RPA, and uses the actions of platforms like Windows, browser, and all to emulate the human actions of clicks and all. How is the trigger being set up when we click the button in the app? Is there API that has been integrated? Yes. So RPS can be triggered in 3-4 ways. One is manual clicking. You can have a manual trigger of RPA. You can have a scheduled run, or you can have a webhook. Nowadays, any systems can be triggered by webhooks. So RPA also has a starting or triggering point. So from the creator, we triggered it via the webhook, passing in all the payload of the requisite information, and then it was processed by the RPA to carry out the activities. Can you send this video to my mail? The recording would be there. How the AI content generation implement? Okay. Though the hero of today is RP and not the AI, but I'll just give you a brief on the AI part also. We used LLMs, and I'll not be able to comment on which one, whether it was Vertex AI that was utilized or OpenAI, but we were using grounding tools, which means they were actually doing a real-time search on the different aspects, getting the real-time values and doing it. So the creator was actually handling the LLM part, carrying out the activities, and integrating with either of these LLMs, bringing out the results, pushing it into CRM, pushing it into the creator itself module. So it was housing and processing the AI part, and then handing it over to the RPA. Is it a custom function? Yes, Zoho creator has either workflows or custom functions, we were utilizing both. What are the parameters? It's a quick view on the process implemented and the creator. Okay, so so when the submissions happen on the form, automatically the AI is triggered. The call to the AI is triggered based on parameters and based on certain validations. And once the response comes back, we display it or we put it up on another form for that matter. Then based on the approval, then the trigger of the RPA goes in. So it's a combination in the creator, it's a combination of the workflow as well as the functions. Functions are usually for modularized, keeping the things modularized and not to interfere too much in the workflow triggers. And the handover was via the webhook. For application login seems non-SSO how password. And this is for the demo purpose only. We're not doing it like this. It's just everything was simulated as if it was being carried out on the server. So don't worry on that part. Okay. Can Zoho RPA work with non-Zoho? Yes. Zoho RPA is not dependent on Zoho. It is independent. It can even work with legacy systems like COBOL, Fortran related things also. Mainframes also. Okay, Rudra answered. Yeah, this was till now. If there are any more, we'll be happy to help. Yes, and Gmail can be connected. Yes, Gmail can be done. Yeah. See, there could be a problem if there are interfaces or applications that have what do you say? I'm forgetting the name. Where you need to have the numbers and all. What is it, Maya? Captcha, exactly, captcha, reCAPTCHA and all. There could be situations, though with AI, one can do it, but not as of now, only with RPA. It has to have a combination of things to carry it out. But it's a little bit problem. And with Gmail, Google also identifies if it's an automation tool that is running on them. So there could be situations if you're trying to run an RPA on it, it is better to integrate it via Gmail. I think RPA also has components of integrating directly with Gmail. So better to use those components versus running an RPA like a human would do, because they will detect the automation tool running, and they will stop the tools from running on that browser. So it's better to integrate wherever there's an API capability. It's better to go via the API route and not via the traversal over the browser part. I'm new to Zoho. Should I start learning Zoho RPA as well? Will it benefit me? Anything to learn is good. Zoho RPA definitely is good. Automations can be, integrations can be done, automations can be done. Less of coding, and though it may still demand a coding thing to happen, but usually less of coding. It's a declarative setting up of configurations. But a knowledge of, if you're utilizing it going to utilize it on the web, but a little bit knowledge on styling, XPath, etc. has to be there. Though the tool also guides you in how to carry that thing out. Didn't get the question of check how much. I don't know how much. What was the question about? Regarding the SSO part, there was one question. Here we showed that we were logging in, logging out. On the server, we are not logging out. So the next sessions that come in on the server, how we are maintaining it, we have logged in and it keeps on logging, because there are very many activities that are getting carried out. What we saw just were 2 use cases. There are not many use cases that are happening on the website. So it becomes a bigger problem if we log in and log out, because it ideally Zoho probably allows 20 sessions or so in a day. And if you keep on logging in, logging out, it would amount to those sessions. So hence, I think we just log in via SSO for once, and the automation tool keeps on doing the activity and logs out at the end, and then logs in again maybe next day or so. Some of the use cases that we have been doing for our clients is, for one of them, it's like it's an Indian client for whom we are picking up leads from a marketplace, and they're not utilizing the API of that marketplace because it's costing them higher. Zoho RPA. Why? Because they're already utilizing Zoho 1 and it's part of Zoho RPA. It's part of Zoho 1 RPA. So now what we are utilizing it for is picking up the leads that are coming out to the inboxes or generally available on the marketplace and pushing them into Zoho CRM for the next set of activities to be carried out by the CRM. That is one. Secondly, it's another one is for integrating an accounting software. Not accounting, sorry, creating a purchase bill or something of that sort, where the source is a file system. A folder is being placed that is indicating, or that is signifying the client to whom it has to be addressed. The file name is indicating the configuration of what needs to be put up as maybe the discharge slip or something, dispatch slip or something, and utilizing it, we are picking up that information, and based on that information, we are creating a dispatch slip, I believe, onto their internal system, which doesn't have an API exposed yet. So till that time, so as to fill that gap till the time the APIs are established, that activity is being carried out. Another set of activity that we are carrying out is by pulling up Zoho books reports from different data centers and putting them onto a file system, and then importing them, and the import to a data analytics is by Databridge itself. But by pulling information from different accounting softwares and putting it into the file systems for it to act like a data source. That is another one that we are carrying out. These are some of the few that I can remember. What is the difference between Zoho RPA and traditional scripting like Python scripts? Okay, good. Coding and declarative. You can do the same activities using Python, but you would need to know Python. In Zoho RPA, the learning curve is very less versus a Python. So a non-coder can also, somebody actually mentioned about that also. A non-coder, it is very easy for a non-coder to learn a declarative tool versus a Python or a language for that matter. It opens up avenues for non-coders to carry on. You're welcome.
If there are no additional questions, we'll end the session for today. Thank you, Soumya and Kanishk, for that insightful session.
There's one more. There's one more, Maya. There's one more.
Yeah, sure.
We have videos of the example use case that we can understand the logic flow. Videos and documentation of example use cases. We may be able to share, I mean, though we are bound by the NDAs, but we may be able to replicate some of the use cases and share. Yes, not as is, but yeah, it could be shared across. I mean, so for any use cases, you can think that anything that can be automated that involves primarily human interventions are the use cases that will involve RPA input. Otherwise, APIs can talk to each other without the RPA also. But if there's in the process, if there's an involvement of human actions or the systems are not supporting APIs, RPA is the best candidate to step in. Welcome. I think we might be over with the questions. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you. And attendees, if you have any other business processes you would like to automate, feel free to reach out to our support team or connect directly with Fusion Hub. Thank you once again for joining us. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Yeah, bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye, team. Thanks.
Everyone.